have amazing questions come through to our Big Business Instagram account DMs every single day. It's actually overwhelming. We save them all, and I reckon I've got like 100 questions here. So that's 100 episodes that I'm going to get to eventually. And I thought I would read out this one today. I just came across a video of a girl getting a gift from Fayt as she didn't have the best experience. My question is, do your staff need to ask you directly for permission to do that kind of thing? Same with social posts. Do they go through approval by you or someone else before they are posted? I'd love to know more about the staffing structure at Fayt and if you let them make decisions freely. I only ask this because I work for my mum. She owns a professional learning company and I barely make decisions without asking her directly. It's a much smaller team than Fayt, but she's a bit of a helicopter boss. That's a great question, and there's a few things that I want to unpack here. So we'll start with the scenario and the girl that you saw who got a gift from us. So we are on social media, and obviously I'm on social media too. And one of the things that I have learned is that when someone doesn't have a great experience, they can be more likely to go straight to social media to talk about it, as opposed to, let's say, for example, if you go to Target or like a massive company or Big W or whatever, and you go in store and you try on some clothes and you don't like anything, which I've always found really funny, if I'm being honest. You know, people generally won't go, I went into Target today and tried on all these clothes and I hate them all. But I've found that being a very social media prominent business, and then myself personally, I've found that people are more likely to go out onto socials to tell the internet about their experience, which is so fine. You know, everyone can do whatever they want and post on socials. But I do think that is one of the downfalls of having such a public-facing brand, and me being so public-facing, is that we're more likely to have people talk about their negative experiences with social media, as opposed to if you go to Bunnings and like there's nothing in there that you were looking for or whatever. People don't really go, I went to Bunnings and I couldn't find what I liked, you know. But that's just a part of it, and it is what it is. Now, this happened in April this year, and it was when I was over in America, so I was on a completely different time zone, and I was also like half clocked off, you know, trying not to spend too much time looking at every single thing that's happening, you know, across our socials. And I do remember seeing this one girl, like she's not a creator or anything, but I think I must have been going to sleep. And it was really late for me. And I was just scrolling through TikTok, and then I must have looked at our tags or whatever. And this girl had gone into one of our stores and she didn't like the way that anything looked on her and fitted her. And I always find it really hard to watch when I see these kinds of videos pop up, as anyone would. Like, you know, it feels personal, even though it isn't. And I remember like flicking through the video quickly, and like I thought that things looked great on her. But again, like what you feel good in is a personal feeling, you know? And so I saw the video like when it was really new, and it just had a couple of comments, and then I must have went to sleep and then woke up. And this is when I think it was like when I was at Coachella. So we were just like, go, 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 like wake up, get dressed, do all our videos, go to the festival. Apparently, because my team reached out to me, like, I don't know how long later, 12 hours later, let's say. And Kim, our brand manager, reached out to me and said, Britt, this video has gone absolutely viral on TikTok, like over the last few hours. Can we send this girl some clothing pieces? And I was like, oh, I literally saw that last night when it was really fresh. And so I hadn't seen it since. But by the time I'd spoken to Kim from our Fayt team, the video had been taken down. The creator took it down. And apparently it racked up like, I don't know how many views, if it was like 100,000 or hundreds of thousands. And from what the Fayt team had told me, like the comments had gotten pretty nasty. There was a lot of negativity around me and Fayt, but also around the person who had created the video, like people also saying things about her and the way she looked. So it was just like a bit of a disaster, and I can only assume that the person that posted that video didn't expect it to absolutely blow up, you know? I completely understand, and she probably posted the video in the heat of her frustration of like not finding something that she liked the fit of. And I said to Kim, of course, like is she okay? Like, reach out to her. And I don't know if by that point the girls had already like gotten in contact with the customer, but I was like, of course, like send her out something. So in a situation like that, yes, my team came to me and just said, is it okay that we're going to do this? We want to like send her some pieces, because the whole video, I think, was her just like not liking any piece that she put on. And so they contacted her and said, hey, can we, help you pick some things that can make you feel great? Even though being a business online and being open to, I guess, more negative feedback or negative reviews, I wish that people would understand that. And I can't speak for every business out there, but like for us at Fayt, if that customer had reached out to us before posting that video on social media, which she absolutely didn't have to, like she has every right to post that video. But if she'd sent like anyone from Fayt an email, like our customer service email is right there on our website. All of our emails are right there on the website. If she'd sent an email and just like said, hey, like I went into the store, and like if she'd given us feedback on everything, like it's in our best interest to try and fix that situation. Whether that's re-inviting her back in the store and having someone know that she's coming in so that they can help her find something that she actually loves, or, making some suggestions or helping her out, sending her a gift. I wish more people knew that. And maybe it's like big corporations that have made people feel like they can't contact brands, or that they just wouldn't care or they wouldn't reply. But when it comes to us, like that's what we are at Fayt. That's at the core of what we do. We want everyone to enjoy shopping with us and find something that they love. So when stuff like that happens and people go straight to socials, like so fair. Like that's a part of what I signed up for. But I also just wish, like every time, like why didn't she email us? Like, we have so many amazing, helpful women that work at Fayt that would have loved to help her before she went to social media. And I didn't get to see like any of the comments, and I'm honestly kind of glad that I didn't. Like I'm glad that I was on another time zone. But apparently the comments were really nasty. And my first thing was like, have you like reach out to her if you haven't already? Like, I hope she's okay, because there was horrible comments on there about us and also about her, which is just like, no one needs that, especially when she probably just posted that in the heat of the moment. If my staff had just gone ahead and reached out to that girl and sent her something anyway, that would have been so fine. I guess in comparison to my business and then your mum's business that you're talking about, obviously we are two completely different businesses. We have a lot of structure at Fayt, and our marketing team, has our brand manager, Kim, and they're a whole team. So they don't necessarily come to me to get an approval on things, only if they're like big things, or let's say they're wanting to pitch an idea that's going to cost us $10,000. But if it's something like sending something out to someone for whatever reason, they have every right to go and do that within reason, of course. And we'll always keep like a record of everything that we're sending out so that we know how much it's costing us. So they can't just like go and send a parcel out to someone every single day, randomly here, there and everywhere without us knowing what it is. But when it comes to things like that, they absolutely can just go ahead and do that. But that's because we're a bigger business now, and there's always someone that's going to know what someone's doing. We always say to our marketing team, like, there's nothing ever that wrong that you could do, so everyone at Fayt, especially in our marketing team, they all have like a lot of freedom and flexibility within their roles, and they know their limits. Like, don't go and send out a $5,000 parcel to someone, but they don't necessarily have to come to me every single time. In terms of them posting on social media, nothing has to go by me, which is actually pretty scary when you think about it. But again, like, we trust our team members, and they've been hired in their roles for a reason, because they know what they're doing. And again, like, what's the worst that's going to happen? I mean, someone could post something that will get us cancelled one day. But again, we trust that won't actually ever happen. They have a manager that they work with every single day and report to. And if there's anything that they're ever unsure of, they can always go to her and double check that it's all good to be posted or whatever. Now, on your comment about you working for your mum and that you feel like she's a bit of a helicopter boss, I can relate to that. Not that I was ever a helicopter boss, but when you do start a business yourself, and it's a lot smaller, which I'm assuming your mum's company is. And when you're doing everything, so when I think back to when I first started Fayt and I was doing customer service and I was sending out the orders and I was doing all the posting on social media and I was working in our Newcastle shop when we first opened it and I was doing literally all the things, you can kind of become a bit of a control freak because you know exactly how to do everything. You know how to do it efficiently. You know all the numbers, like you know all the money. So when you're like a helicopter business owner in the early days, it is really hard to let go of things or trust other people. And I remember, thinking back to when I hired my first few employees and I had to learn how to delegate, which I'd never done before because, it doesn't matter what it is. If it's sending a reply to a customer's email that has come through, like it was so much easier for me to go, I'll just quickly do it. Like it'll take me 2 seconds and I know exactly what to say. So maybe your mum is in that position where she's started this business and built it to where it is and she knows everything and you don't even realize that you're doing it. And I didn't realize when I was in the early days of Fayt that like you do become a bit of a control freak over the tasks and you don't trust other people or you want to double and triple check everything. But I think that is the responsibility of the business owner or your mum, for example. She kind of has to like let go and trust others and trust her processes, and she can have some strong training and processes in place, which will then allow you and her other team members to have more freedom to make decisions and do certain things without seeking her approval for every single little thing. Because at the end of the day, if she is going to stay, having full control over everything and having to tick off every single little thing and not just like letting go and trusting you to do things, she's only holding herself back because, how many hours in the week is she spending checking over things before they go out into the world, in your example, like sending something to someone or doing a post on social media. So if anything, I think it's a really good thing to learn to do as a business owner is to let go, take a step back and trust that people will do their jobs and have some strong training procedures and step-by-step guides on how to do things. And I think the more that you step back from your team and allow them to do their thing, the more like you will feel better and you'll feel like you don't need to look over every single little thing. Will things go wrong by trusting people? Yes. That's just inevitable. Things will get done and you'll go, why the fuck did someone do that? That's just a part of the journey and you'll learn for next time. Okay, that happened because maybe I need to help this person more with XYZ. But that's what I'm picking up on from your message. Maybe you can show your mum this episode. But it definitely does get to a point in a business where you just have to step back and trust the process and trust your team in order to keep growing. Because if you hold on for too long and don't let go of all those little tasks and checking things off, your business is going to stay exactly the same. And if you want it to stay exactly the same, that's fine. But as for me, I'm all for growing and evolving. And in order to do that, you have to let shit go and let other people do what they're getting paid for. So thanks so much for your message. And just a reminder, if you haven't already, make sure you join my broadcast channel on Instagram. If you just head to my Instagram page and you click Secret Boardroom, it will allow you to join. If you enjoy what I do here on my podcast, I have created that channel so that we can continue the conversation further. I'm only just getting started, pun intended. That's my book title in case you didn't know. I'm just getting started with the broadcast channel and I'm absolutely loving it and it's absolutely free. So that's all for today's bonus and I'll be back next week with my main.